Greetings, greetings, greetings again. Another Sunday. You tune in for the Real Talk conversation. And this week we have really special guest on this platform. You might hear him before. I'm sure Ian do a show recently, which but we're coming back new and improve, and we're coming back now to to just make you guys know that we're here to stay, and we're here to just give you the real live and upgraded version of what we did before. So this is Real Talk with Ian and Ian, and I'm gonna let the most legendary man of the day, introduce the other family part of the Stats family.
We're bringing in the icon on the show, the great man. All right, Facebook, good afternoon, and welcome again to another afternoon of live inspiration. This time we're bringing to you live in studio our artist, our friend, our states brethren, my senior in school, also my captain at under 16 at a tender age playing cricket. This was the man that was chosen to lead us at States. And just being at States and be chosen as a leader of the cricket team, that actually tell you the ability or the talent that this man would have been able to bring to the cricket team. But not to say too much, this man have transitioned to the music. And we would have expected him to do the same thing, bringing the talent to the music. And definitely, he have not shortchanged us at all. Statesman live up to the word, work and integrity. And coming this August 7th, he's about to launch one of his biggest accomplishments, I would say. That for me, saying about to launch his album. And he'll tell you more about it. I'm not sure if he had launched before, but I know in launching anything, it is a joyous feeling. And I just want to say that we are very much happy. We are pleased to share, in his journey, especially on this platform with Ian and Ian, live in studio, why we couldn't ask some more. And I also want to apologize for Al Anthony, reggae man Al Anthony. We'll see if he will join us a little later, but we'll see what happens. But every time we come on the platform, the enemy try to work against whatever you're doing, and that is just life. Whatever we are doing in life, just know that you're gonna come up against obstacle. My friend in the middle, Ian, would know that quite well. The man who does hurdle every day. Every day he goes to try to put some barriers his way, and he have to clear it. But he cleared them so well that he make himself into an Olympian. So I'm also grateful to be sharing the stage with an Olympian, and now sharing the stage with a big artist. Why? Just a big fabulous. Welcome, the man himself. Mr. Seldan Thousand to me. For the stage name, I can't pronounce that stage name, and I'm gonna leave it alone.
Afraid, man.
All right.
Boom, boom.
Boom, bang.
Boom, bang.
No, well, you know what? You hear me, I say, much respect, man. It's a joy to be here. It's, like just sitting, in my office space right now, I don't get a chance to go and change off and put on, the real deal. But, it's a white shirt thing tonight. It's official. Yeah. It's a joy to be here, man. It's a privilege to be here. Like going to school, St. Elizabeth Technical High. I remember Ian Weekly as a man who used to sit down and watch the thing, inspired by him thing. And then, as you say, we play cricket together. Tall pace, we play cricket together. Right. So we understand the common thread right now is athletics and St. Elizabeth Technical. So yeah, man, it's a joy to be here, man. Thank you very much for having me.
All right, sound good. Boy, as I said, it's always I get so much joy just meeting the Stets family, and before my journey and after my journey, it's always a pleasure. I mean, it just gives me joy. So I just want to let the man know that that to the respect that we have for the family. I mean, it's like whenever I see the family, it makes me happy. So
yes,
I'm
brother. Yes, brother.
Yes, right.
Once a statesman, always a statesman.
All right.
Can't change.
Yeah.
That can't change.
So before we let the fans them know everything that's going on, I mean, for me, I just like to say a little encouraging word. And also, me just want the fans to hear a little, to get a production of your music, just to hear, So we want to play one of your top songs. Although we know you have one that's coming up, that the goal is always to come better and better all the time.
All right.
Always improve. Always improve.
All right. So as a former athlete, we talk about obstacle, we talk about running hurdles. I remember the first time we run the hurdles, it was good, but the first time I run the hurdles and it licked me down the ground, and when we get up back, coach said, yes, son, this is needed. Like you get up back. So this year now, you realize that, when you're crying, you fall and you feel disappointed. But the information that coach relayed to me was like, all right, son, now your journey has started. So, now you fall down and you get up back and, remember run a race at Champs. May I tell you, this is one of the toughest thing we ever do in high school is to run a race and fall down at the third hurdle, get up back and finish fifth in the hurdles. So, I don't know if you remember, one of my best brethren, his name was Gregory Harton, and him in the 96 Olympics, the man, there was a baton exchange, and there was another guy was coming in so fast that when he take out, the man them foot trip. I mean, I tell us the man can't put a link. We all understand that, but the man the man hit the ground and he probably get up back in about, all right. So him get up back in a 3 second, right? Because at that time, it was the man make a decision that, it's like a quick thinking. It's like it was a life and death situation. And he said, look, me have to keep it moving. Because no people could have stayed down, I know, I see people in the past that fall down and stay down.
Yeah, man.
All right. So we just want to say, obstacles is coming in our life to only make us stronger. And so before we get into that, all right. So before we get into that, my message is coming from the heart today, right? I know that everybody, every human being in the world have a heart, and one of the greatest joy is when you desire of your heart, when you can actually get the desire of your heart, is one of the greatest joy. So my little message me I go send today is out of Psalms 37, verse 4. And it basically said, take delight in the Lord, that he will give you the desire of your heart. But now I go no further with that. I go just drop the music right now. We want to hear about a good 2-3 minutes of it. And then we are gonna get into the fun part. So we want to get the vibes.
So, all of the Facebook fans, we want the vibes in this. We want the energy. Like the thing, share the thing, and just give thumbs up if you like the music. Because the man I bring some real cultural music. And I'm telling you, I'm proud of this brother, man. Proud of my States family. Live it up. And if I want about mama to Ian, me love the one there.
All right.
So, run the rhythm in the studio.
All right.
Rhythm up.
All right.
Yeah, man.
All the promise you brought for sure. You have nothing at all. Until you go, despite the places you came, all the games that you keep to win, you know you shall. Until you go, every day man you keep on the street, observing the youth them and the life where them a lead. How them drink, happy fight the food we eat. Promises from politicians have come to fruition. The word is this all the youth them a look to Rastafari to guide them living. Suit and tie brings nothing to the table. So they're living in the likeness of the king, despite the things you know. All the things that you brought to show, you know nothing at all until
Until
you
you
know
try.
despite the places you made, all the things that you cheat to me.
All right, guys. That's one of the hottest 90 seconds you're supposed to hear for the day.
All right. All right.
Banga.
Richie Innocent, they pull up Ian. Fire.
Yo, man. Look, we're gonna drop some more during the show. So we just
All
get
right.
into it a little bit because
I'm
we're gonna keep the vibes right. So just stay tuned. We're gonna give you just remember you can message us at the time. Just you can talk to us during this whole thing. Just let us know, build the vibes. Just let you know what going on. And if you have a special message that you want, a question that you want to ask, just hit it in the comment at the same time. And we just, because we are work multi ways, so we are deal with the comment and we are interact with the fans at the same time. So greetings, all the fans and friends. Thanks for joining in. That's all the fans that's in right now. We're on for a great episode today. And we just know that we want to be a blessing to you. And we want you to enjoy your evening. Just one love from work and integrity. Stets family. So go to the co-host Ian with the first real deal of how you want to jump on it. Me have 10 questions right or so.
Right. I know my fans have never seen me so excited, But I can tell you one thing. You see, music, when music starts to play, everybody got to move. Music, there's just something about music. Even just the beat of it, you don't even have to hear a voice behind it. But just hearing just even a beat. And man, I know that music was always my life. I have a father who really, the man that love music, tell every travel Canada and come with a suitcase full of record. Music, CD, so I've been listening to music from a tender age. As early as I come up, I know music was part of the house. Because my father used to travel Farmbrook. The Farmbrook had a big radio always, so my house alone that. So a Sunday day when daddy come up on the bar and make everybody know say, yo, me come home, play music around the place. So really love music overall and just to see the vibes. But what people don't know, I like cultural music too. Cultural music, soul's music. So I like music that appeal to the heart. Not just music that have emptiness to it. You have music, just sound nice. But then you have music that's full of impaction, impact you in some way, motivate you, uplift you. And those are the kind of music that I really gravitate to. So people see me radiant, you see the vibes already. That's guess what? The music full of energy within the music itself. So I just gotta say, welcome again to this young man here, Sheldon Thousand. That's States family gonna know him as Sheldon Thousand. But the man I move over into the music world. So most time you go into the music world, you have to get a music name. Carry it along, the energy. But my first question to Sheldon is, after cricket, where did he find all this type of energy to bring them type of positive music? And guys coming in, the man have a drop of album. So I want to stay onto this platform and don't leave, not go nowhere. Go get to the water, when the popcorn, just take it out inside of the movie. So make somebody pass up.
Bloops.
All right, Sheldon, one thing. I believe before we get into the music, we need to start out with the technical. We just want to get a feeling of the beginning of where this all started. So we just want to, all the fans that's in right now, some might know you and some might not, but we just want to know about tell me about your years at Stets. What year did you attend Stets? And just let me know a little bit about some of your friends and some of your memory that you have while you was at Stets.
Without pleasure. So boom, 1992 Mujapa Stets. Came to Stets for an athletic scholarship.
Wow.
And it's and when I say athletic scholarship, this is no joke thing, brother. Like when me end up at St. Elizabeth Technical High School, this was like God's gift to me. Then put it away there, because watch this. We got St. Paul's Primary School and never passed common entrance, and my family members were pretty much serious about performance, King. They have their own way of saying how serious they are about it. And in essence, I was told if you did not pass a common entrance, if you go Manning's High School or like a Cornwall College, you're going to end up with a Little London Secondary School, yeah? And boom, but freak out at the common entrance. We never pass it, and I was a very good student, but I freak out. Long story short, I end up a Little London Secondary School before it became a high school. And I got an ultimatum that if you don't go into 7A, because 7A is high performance, so you have from A to E. So if you don't get into 7A, we're not going to go to school. Yeah. So we do the entrance test for Little London Secondary and end up in a 7A. Ralston Mackenzie, Denville Mackenzie were cousin. Denville Mackenzie was going to Froome and was a big PS bowler at the time, representing Jamaica and under 19. And Juna Bennett recruited him for Stets. Ralston Mackenzie, bless his soul, he decided he wanted to go to Stets too. And then one day he come to me, we were good friends, and he said to me, yo, I go Black River, go meet Juna Bennett, and we are going to Stets, you want to come? And I said, what you mean, man? Ready? You jump on a bus and reach a Dr. Bennett office at Black River. Did the interview. Juna Bennett said, yeah, come in. And that's how I end up go Stets. So when I say athletic scholarship, there was no financial agreement. There was just an agreement that you are going to go to St. Elizabeth Technical High School. Yeah? I showed up to St. Elizabeth Technical High School September morning, the 6th of September 1992, without school, without lunch money, without anything, without sure. Like my mother said, my mother don't know somebody at Santa Cruz. We're supposed to be at Little London High School, Little London Secondary. I'm at Santa Cruz.
All right, welcome, Grubman.
So when we reach Steps now, Denise Henriquez was a track. You're supposed to know Denise Henriquez, Marcia Henriquez. She and Peter Gay, and she was probably in your year to Ian.
Was it my year?
I think she was in your year. Denise was my cousin, and she was going to Steps. She was a sprinter. She was in a Mr. Smith.
Denise, me know Denise, man.
Denise Henriquez, black like tar, man.
Yeah. Me know Denise, man. Yeah. I know Denise.
So,
the first name is ring a bell, but the last name was a little
Denise
bit
Henriquez. So boom, when we end up at Steps now, like it was like traveling from Santa Cruz back to Westmoreland every day. And my mother never knows say Steps me I go. Until me decide say yo, me have to go talk, because me get beaten every night. Me go home because me reach home like 9 o'clock. And I say, yo, I don't say yo go to school now. But I reach home so late. This one so I beaten them. I say, yo, say me go past Steps, and the man them say me to come in. And my mother say, yo, you're there on your own youth. And I say, all right. Say, all right, boom. Talk to my granny. And my granny give me my lunch money. St. Elizabeth Technical. And the rest is history, brother. Every morning I'm at school, and it's just sometimes I bum a ride, sometimes I bum a ride for that truck, sometimes I bum a ride in a bus, but we end up at Steps. Just to play cricket. That was the idea. And to have the experience, I believe, in Westmoreland. It was merely to go to high school and to play cricket. So that's how I ended up in St. Elizabeth Technical. Memories of St. Elizabeth Technical. Oh my God! I became.
Let's get a little bit. Who was your all-time favorite teacher? Let just get that. Because I'm saying, I know you have a lot of memories. So
all-time favorite teacher at St. Elizabeth Technical. There was a female teacher, Miss Baker. I don't know if y'all know Miss Baker. I think Miss Baker taught English. She was from Black River. The woman they kind of take me on as a project, because even though me that was like a gangster thing about me, because So the thing is, me go States, and when you go when you end up at States and you say you go play a sport, brother. In my time, you have Orlando Samuels, Denville McKenzie, Bent. You have, come on, man, name them, man. You have Kieran Baker, Luke Williams, Krishana Edwards.
Yeah.
So when it Kieran Baker, yeah. So when you have Maka play football, you have Sheldon Garden.
Oh man.
Spirit.
Oh, come on. So in my time when me go St. Elizabeth, me never make the head cup team, And it's not because I wasn't good enough. It was because me go State in a time when State have some of the top athlete them.
Yeah.
I play cricket. So Miss Baker kind of recognize say me come a State to come play some cricket, and he's a man or two now gone on training and sitting, so she say, oh yeah, do come do some dancing and come do some come do some poetry. So Miss Baker to me was probably one of the most influential, apart from Junior Bennett, who was the reason why I went to State. My favorite teacher was Miss Baker. Miss Baker really take me on as a project, and Mr. Linton, English teacher, vice principal, Mr. Linton too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Mr. Linton kind of put me in a shape too, because me end up in an English class, late even class. Just let him know that my piece of my English need to step up, so can you please let me in? And he say, where's your parents? I said, I'm on, He said, all right, come in. The Miss Baker, I would give that to Miss Baker. Definitely.
Well, that's definitely you see, you was a guy that using your wisdom for a long time, because you see me, I leave States in '93, and obviously I think that I wasted some of my time. Could have been a little bit more I could have done a little bit more in terms of not sports wise, because I think I excel really good in sports, but it was a situation where it was small-minded in the sense that when you start to reach a certain age and you say, guy, tell me why I should go to Miss Chunk's Spanish class. I literally don't like Spanish. I'm not speaking any Spanish. I'm no intention of using Spanish. So you make some mistakes.
But Ian, when you look at St. Elizabeth technical, from your end up at St. Elizabeth technical in the 7th grade, you have to understand, from my perspective, you become a man, as a youth, 12, 13, because you're rubbing shoulder with Ian Weekly, or you see him walk by, and you say, Ian Weekly, that's in the youth. You say, I heard that, and you say, Mark Blake come through, and you say, Mark Blake, that's in my youth, and, so what you have to do? You have to do this, you put up your chest, and I knew I spend more time on the bleachers watching Tracksman, a train, than me go class. We can tell you that straight up, with no apology. Me spend more time. Me spend more time watching Michael Olivier as a coach, playing him trade, than I spend in a maths class.
All right.
I mean, I have no apology about that. I am one of the statesmen who got stats, and me feel so I come out rounded because me never really have no focus on stats. Me not have academic focus. Me not got training for cricket. Once me left under 16, me couldn't make the helicopter team. Seriously. I was an open bat and a medium pacer. Mongoose, Kieran Baker, Kushana Edwards spent an extra year, Sheldon Garden, Richard Mushet. Come on, man.
Carl, right?
God. Yeah. Seriously. So I ended up being the scorer of the Headley Cup team. Like I ended up saying, yo, man, I have to get on the bus. So because the JB and I say, yo, JB, me cast some water and you want a scorer? Ralston Mackenzie was the scorer. When he left, I take on this role as the scorer. So that's how I ended up on the bus to watch Sheldon Garden break records and watch Denzel McKenzie break records. And honestly, to me, I think I became a more rounded person for the fact that I was a member of a team, but not in the role as a performer. I sit down with the coach and listen to his strategy. I sit down and listen to Carl Wright complain and listen to the coach put him in shape. I sit down and listen to the coach planning how he's going to encourage Sheldon Garden to continue to make over 200 runs and take 10 wickets in the same game. You know? So basically, when me left Stets as a businessman, because I already want to talk about me used to selling a Stets still, but when me left Stets with an entrepreneurial mind. Me left Stets as a coach. When me left Stets, me not turning a coach.
See?
Yeah, so St. Elizabeth Technical build me in a way where if it wasn't for St. Elizabeth Technical, we wouldn't be having this conversation. Not just because of common thread, but I'm talking about as individual character, as building character. Because me rub shoulder with some of the greatest athlete with Jamaica see.
Yeah.
In terms of footballers, in terms of cricketers, in terms of tracksmen. Yeah, man. Some very influential man. Without Stets, I wouldn't be me.
Oh, hold it. So wait then. You did one of the man in the Pakistan I watch Babbitt and Mashir and them girl they are trade too.
Yeah, man. That was my responsibility, man. My responsibility was so funny. Funny way. I don't know if you remember Funny, you know.
Yeah, man.
Funny sell juice, yeah. I don't know if you remember Miss Janet who used to run the tuck shop.
Yeah.
Ifan used to run the tuck shop. And them people that me used to hang out with, boy, you don't got class. So got class to do it if easy yourself, run a cocoa bread and cheese. So basically my years at Stets was really character building from the standpoint of being on the campus. Campus life at Stets taught me how to be resilient, taught me how to literally be willing to admit that it's not your time. My 4 years of Stets, it wasn't my time. Seriously, I considered going back to Stets after I graduated. 95, I didn't get a graduation. The class of 95 didn't get a graduation at all. Teachers were on strike.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
You probably don't know that. So anybody who goes to school at Jamaica and graduate the year 1995, remember this. The island had a teacher strike and there was no graduation.
Wow.
Mr. Watson just come at devotion and say, all right, goodbye.
All right. Well, yeah. I'm sure you can. I'm sure we're in a pandemic right now in 2020, and there's a lot of graduation that's canceled, and life goes on.
Life goes on. So, in a nutshell, Sheldon Sean Townsend going to St. Elizabeth Technical High was to graduate from Westmoreland to go learn from St. Bess, literally. Yeah, man.
Well, guys, this story about Stets, I know that we can do 2-3 hours, you know, and we can talk about a lot of things about it, but we just want to know that we have a little memory of Stets, and we just want to know that, look, we appreciate everything that you did during your time in terms of support, because support is good. I have some friends that wasn't able to make it to the pen relays or make it to the Jamaica team. I mean, you got a guy like Ryan Simpson, a guy like that inspired me when I was younger, because he said, look, Weeks, he take me up and he inspired me and him bring me up and him, you know, him introduce me and him share some of him knowledge with me, right?
But so, Bridget, well, look at Bridget. I watched Bridget pull up in her training one day. Like she doing her thing and I watch her pull up. And I see the panic in a Kasha Sina face. I see the panic in a Mr. Smith face. I see the panic in a Olivier face. Yeah. And when I say my memories of Stets is really not about, me and Talman was talking about this like 2 days ago. I said to him, say, yo, my story of Stets is quite different from the regular man, you know, who come on your program, you know, because every man who come on your program is an achiever, you know, in terms of athletics, you know. When you think about Angelita Davis, you know, Angelita Davis, think about you, Ian Eian. You're a prime example, you know. And And to be honest, I don't. I am very lucky to be able to see to be able to witness certain things. You know, Michael Olivier give me about 25 shot punching on my ribs while I'm on, you know. Like,
Oh well. I could tell. I mean, look, that's something that I can
that's a memory.
I can
That's
say
a
that.
memory.
Look, that's not a surprise to me because, as I said, it's we know that for me, and I said this already, that a little youth, 13 years old, leave Montego Bay to come at Santa Cruz, and to realize that my mother bring me to school and it should drop me off, and to realize that my father, all my father want for me was the best, and my father think that if me can thank my father think that I have me gone when me go to Santa Cruz. Him say me not worry about you no more because guess what? The friends that you have, me no want you around them, and me want those friends know that them I'm still my best friend because you don't care what happened. I was learning the lesson. What they thought at the time was and some of this stuff obviously it's all about procedure and policy. It wasn't a wrong or right thing.
Yeah.
It was just about the way we go about.
And then authority and how authority deal with authority, especially in a school setting. Because watch this, Junior Bennett never one day disrespect me and tell me you must do this or me bring you here to do that. Him just said to me one day, say, Kiati, decide what you want to do, you know. And I say, okay, coach. And I start carry water. And he said, that you want to do? Say, yeah, man.
Yeah.
Watch this. When the head liquor program, when the head summer camp, him say, yeah, go home. I say, no. Him say, you have money? He said, no. Him say, hold this. Prepare everything. I say, yes, coach, everything good. That was my role. Michael Olivier come to me one morning. I was like in a 9th grade. And him come to me and him said, hey boy, come here. I go over to him. Him and Simo. You remember Simo?
Yeah, man, Ryan Simpson. I just bring up him there.
Yeah, Red Simo. Yeah, Red Simo. Him and Red Simo come over to me and him said, Simo, you think about this boy. This boy look like he can throw the shot put, you know. And Simo said, yes, coach, I think so. Yes, coach. Look at his build. And I said, coach. So I say, coach, God no, you know, a cricket become up a player. Though. He said, boy, you must leave me up on the wall. Like about 12 in my belly. And I said, yo. And him say, yo, shot put. I said, no, coach, no shot put. He just shake in and walk away. Tell Judah Bennett, yo, where you get this cat from? This cat is tough. Saying no to Michael Olivier has continued to serve me today as a 42-year-old man.
Okay.
Where I can tell people, prospectors who come to my music and say, yo, I want your music, and I say, no. And me just tense up my belly because I know say, you know, me know what that feel like to say no to a man who could have probably made me an Olympian. But at the time, me just look upon it and me and say, yo, me never come a steps for the man tell me what to do. Me come a steps to come live life. And me do that. Seriously, me do that. Me live life. Mr. Cena used to raise hug. And me go help Mr. Cena and get the money. You say me and say? No one know that. Mr. Cena used to run the agric program down a farm. Mr. Cena was an agriculture teacher too. And because of boom, and me up on the farm I work. When me left States, and like maybe within like 2009, me plant 3.5 acre callaloo at Westmoreland. And where your fees that come from? We go work with Mr. Cena on the farm. Yeah. So Mr. Muir was the mechanic, was automatic teacher. I never remember Mr. Muir. Mr. Muir come from where they shell shrimp. Don't go down White House. Miguel Waters. Mr. Muir say, yo, Townsend, you have some work, you know, what you doing? Mr. Come in, chief. so I could be a mechanic right now if I want. Because I did not stick to the conventional. When I see like the Ian Weekly's training every day, Mark Blake training every day. If you guys get up on a run every day, on get up on a run. I say, yo, I want them man on.
Yeah.
It just wasn't me. I think it wasn't my time. You know, so St. Elizabeth Technical turned me into a man more than it would have developed me as an athlete.
Okay. Well,
does that make sense?
No, as I said, this program, as I said, that's one of the reasons why. And ultimate joy is we are gonna bring in all kind of past students. I mean, you know, 'cause we know that. Look, obviously, there's some that's known more than some, but we just know that. Look, our goal is to make sure that you know, we want to interview a regular person. We want to interview athlete. We want to interview everybody because everybody's journey is different. And we got some similarities because, as I said, I have a lot of similarities like you in terms of you know, come as Stetson, coach see the talent in me from football to cricket, and then guide me. And it just like being that father figure for me to say, look, Ian, I see that you can make the national team. And so I go on. So when you see that we're getting up, I'm up there 5 o'clock in the morning, run all the way to Boulevard.
But me used to watch you. Me used to watch you to Hills over Boulevard. Me used to watch you do that, you know. Because you know, me used to hitch a ride. Me used to hitch a ride from a man. A man used to work on Kingston Wharves. And he used to live in my community, down a country, a Westmoreland. And he have to reach a Kingston Wharves 7 a.m. And it's at 4.5 hour drive. So he left Westmoreland at 2:30 in the morning. Guess who in that vehicle with him? Me. Because it's a free ride for Stets. So when Michael Olivier come out at 5:30 in the morning, you know, so Michael Olivier used to run for like 4 hours.
Yeah, I know that he runs every morning.
Every morning, 4 hours, non-stop, brother. Like him shoes, when him come up at the stand and take off him shoes, sweat come out of him shoes. Him headset, water drain out of him headset. I used to watch Michael Olivier run in the morning. I used to watch him come up. I used to watch him stretch, and then I watch him run. And when everybody coming in for school, when the South man named bus go and drop them off and everything, Michael Olivier come out. Yeah, Michael Olivier come out of the field. And enough man knows that the man just run for about 4 hours. Man look on the man and say, yo, this man coming like a machine. Yeah, but so I used to see you train. I used to see, I mean, like me, I'm the athlete in your time. I used to see them train.
Yeah, it was a big thing. You're talking about O'Neal Duncan.
Oh yeah, come on, man.
Dinsdale Morgan.
Yes, man.
Talking about Gregory Blake, German. You know, I mean, we're talking about Preston Camber. You know that we have a set of guys, and I said we have a lot of athletes. Some of us never able to get a scholarship, but you know, but they're doing well for themselves now. But there was a lot of athletes, and the thing is, we travel from miles away. I mean, you know, one thing with Stets, it's like a universal school. We pretty much have people from St. Mary, Trelawney, Westmoreland, you know, Manchester, you know, Clarendon, and you know, so Angelita was the man probably come from the way over so all the way from St.
Remember Maka.
Okay, St. Anne.
Them man they come from St. Anne. Maka and Wayne Brown and Krishana Edwards come from St. Anne too. Yeah, man. So I think if I am to say anything about Stets, St. Elizabeth Technical High School is the institution that shaped me into the character that I am today. And who am I? I am full of integrity.
Yeah.
Yo, me a slave, you know. When me say me a slave, I mean me a rampant work, you know, brother.
Work and integrity.
Yeah, when me a rampant work, you know, if a man give me a contract and say give me 40 hours, you know, if you know say the 40 hour the payable. And a 40 hour me I take 20 out time to go and lunch. I mean thing there. No, when a man say 40 hour, he better know same checkbook right. Because the 40 hour the payable, that is St. Elizabeth Technical in a me. Yeah. when a man say show up on time, yo, me used to bevel in a man. Me bevel when me a gas station, me epaulet them right in a brother.
All right.
The shoes
All right.
clean
All
enough. When me say, me up to pint, you know. And look on me right now, you know, see everything bevel same way, brother. I stand to listen to
right.
technical that
All
now.
right, so we give thanks. We
Yeah,
give
yeah.
thanks. We
So
give thanks.
so I am proud to say that I have witnessed, I have learned, I've observed, and I am not one of those who can say I have achieved athletic dominance, or me just know some go set as an athlete and turn out to be a hell of a man.
All right.
Yes.
Well, let me give thanks to that. As I said, knowing that I went to States, by exam. I mean, I didn't go to States starting out with no sports. I just come into States, just regular. So that story, is a to knowing that I just entered the institution and just go try out for the under 14 team. Because me I play football from Mobile, so we say we go try out. So when you talk about one of my best brethren that we meet under 14, every time we talk to that man, the man can tell me some story and you remember everything. The man remember everything vividly. Steve Powell, right?
Yes,
the man remember everything vividly from under 14 to under 16. And the man said, weekly, you remember? I say, well on there. But the thing is, I've been through a several journey after States, right? We've been through a period where we go college, we go to another college, me they run, and for a while, me never really keep up with everything with the institution. It kind of my brain, but everything I come back to me right now in terms of
yeah man.
So that's real good.
So for example, you were talking to Babette, and she was talking about, okay, while leaving States as an athlete, she went to Texas, and then she end up in Alabama, and then me look at it and me I say, man, how else we would have known that, that school, that athletics took her on that journey. And then even you, I went to college at age 39.
Ah, man. Give thanks.
So and again, it's true sports. Like when I moved to Rhode Island, there was something missing. I had access to the United States, I have access to everything. I ended up building a soccer program at a private school, the Gordon School. Ran it for 6 years and got certified to be I'm a national soccer coach. United States national soccer coach, yeah. And also and have it under my belt as a person who built a soccer program. And then I went to school to become a sports massage therapist. Because my thing was, okay, I am going to go back to Jamaica and get into the national soccer program. How am I gonna do that? And it dawned on me like sports massage.
Yes, it's big. It's
so that's how I know earn my living. That's my money. I'm an integrative massage therapist which focus on rehabilitation and sports injuries. Yeah.
All right. Guess what, Sheldon? We want to get some good details about what you're doing right now. So hold that for a second. I'm gonna ask you one more question about States, and I'll make Ian. We are gonna wrap up the States segment because we want to get into what you're doing now in terms of your music and your career. Okay. So my question to you that I'm gonna close out my States chapter right now is, what's your favorite memory of Samuel L. Watson? Shaka.
Oh Jesus. That the Monday is a character and a half, I remember at the end of the school year, when school report would come out, Mr. Watson used to come in a devotion, and the worst academic performers in the school, the man would come on like he would say, the Right Honorable Mark Wilson, 6.1. Is there a tracksman in here who was run that time in the 100-meter? Gone. You know, like him say, gone. Mean you cannot come back next year. Shaka Watson would come around to the cricket room, to the gears room and say, no. Anybody in here? And I would say, I'm here, Mr. Watson. He said, how come you're not going to class? I said, I don't feel good. So what is the name, boy? Then him look at him, say Denville Mackenzie, sitting right in front of the clinic, reading the Jamaica Gleaner. And him said, him just leave me alone and just say, what's up, Mr. Mackenzie? What's going on? What's in the paper today? You know, that me and Shaka Watson never really, like, I got to him one time when I'm on the dam in the summer and I got to him and I said, Mr. Watson, I don't have any money, you know, can I get a chicken?
Yeah.
He said, you deserve a chicken? What you deserve a chicken for? What you doing here? What are you? What are you doing here? Why should I give you a chicken? You know, but from a standpoint of a principal to a student, I think that Mr. Watson was a father. He was a leader. He was a committed principal. I would watch him go downtown Santa Cruz to make sure that people are coming in and you know, make sure that people are on time. And he was a consummate leader, man. You know, I like how black he was black. I like him complexion. He was the blackest man me ever see. I love that about him. Like seriously. And the plainest and the plainest man me ever see him, just really plain. Just really plain. And then I ran into Shaka Watson in Orchurius when I was an entertainment manager. And I saw a different side of him. He was the only male in a contingent of about 40 people. There was this church trip and he was the only male. And I saw a playful, jovial, giggly man. And when I walk up to him, I said, Mr. Watson, he said, this person know me, you know, you went to my school. I said, yes. He said, nice to see you, boy. And just hug me up. He just give me a hug. You know? So memories of Shaka Watson, man, is just limitless, man. You know, just limitless. He treated me like a human being, or just left me alone, literally, like him allow me to just be. You know, when I was at State. So my favorite memory of him is just him allowing me to be, you know.
Okay. Well, we give thanks to that. That's opposite of mine. I would never approach him. I try to avoid him. If I see him coming that way, I go that way.
No, man, me am the good man. I would walk out to him and say, Mr. Watson, when I go home last week, you know, you can't give me a thing. He said, boy, what you do here? What is your purpose here? And he look at my epaulet. He said, set your epaulet properly. You know, like, what you doing here? You know, yeah, man.
And I said,
we're good man. Remind me of the good man.
Me give thanks for that because I said I could give you two reasons why I try to avoid Shaka in my later years at Stets. Number one, sometimes I'm wearing the wrong socks.
All right.
Sometimes I'm wearing a hat. Right?
Yes,
right? And sometimes I'm wearing my track shoes, right? So I know it automatically I'm breaking some rules.
Well, my thing is always bevel still. My thing is always bevel. As Mr. I always clean when I go State. Ever clean. So I never have the uniform code issue. You see what I say? And being on my own, I literally went to set on my own. So like the authority figures, I had a relationship with them. Like I would approach them and ask them for things. You know, like ask them, especially for money, and say, yo, Mr. Watson, give me a thing now. You know, go to JB and say, JB, give me a thing now. Not go on. Give me a thing now. All right.
Well, that's so good. Ian, we're gonna make you touch with if you have another station to talk about Stets, then we want to run another 90 seconds after the question regarding to hear some cultural music. And so Ian, got you the question. All
right, so quickly, this may intertwine with States and the viewers will find out to all of our Stets fans that's over there. I see Altia and Steve Powell, the big man over there. We see Richie Innocent that come on, but I know he would have been some influence to this young man here. So really, my next question is, where did that passion came from in terms of the music? Because he had States, but we knew that States had some very good youth in terms of music, and Richie Innocent was one of such. So my next question is now, where did he develop the passion for music? How did that start? Was that something that started out of States?
Church. Right. So church, it started out in church, and then in my community, as you say, your father would go to Canada and bring music back. It's the same. It's comparable in my community where everybody had a component set and the music was always loud. You walk by this man gate and him blasting Percy Sledge, and you go up to the next man gate and him blasting Barry Salmon, and the next man blasting Peter Touch. You name it. So when I left St. Elizabeth Technical, well, instead, I used to toy around with singing. Singing Sweet Oh Donna was the #1 song in 1993. So, and I had that singing sweet kind of voice. So we used to sing all on the bleachers and sing. And then, as I mentioned, Miss Baker literally kind of took me and say, yo, you can't just be roaming the school like this. Do something, you have talent, do something. So there goes singing. I used to sing at end of year concerts in the auditorium. When I left Stets, I ended up working at Grand Lido Hotel in Negril as a waiter in their main dining room. And then I saw the entertainment coordinators in action. And it was singing, dancing, interacting with the guests. They wore the best clothes. They were clean. It was like an institution within the hotel. I applied to become an entertainment coordinator. And then it grew from there. I went to Sanders Negril in 1996 as an entertainment coordinator, left the hotel industry in 2004 as an entertainment manager. And also over the years, I've managed bands. And as an entertainment manager, I was responsible for daytime entertainment, nighttime entertainment, anything that has to do with music, the arts, performance, anything that has to do with bands, that was my responsibility. So managing bands over the years, I would have to provide playlists. I would have to vet playlists. I'd have to set up rehearsals and stuff. When I moved to the United States of America, Ian, you can speak to this. You can speak to this. Both Ian can speak to this. America is not what people thought it is. When you come, it's a total different thing. And like sports would have brought me to States, music is what saved me in the United States of America. Music is what gave me a purpose. Like, play reggae music every day. And the time came when I had something to say. And I decided I'm going back to school. Once I went back to school, the parables started to turn on. And I decided I'm going to take this seriously. I'm going to record. I'm going to write. I wanted to be a writer. I wanted to be a songwriter. And once I started to write, I had problems with people singing the stuff I wrote, because it was not gun lyrics, it was not selling sex, or it was talking about cars and all these things. So no, I couldn't get anybody to sing it. And somebody heard the demo and said, "No, don't give your stuff to people. Sing it yourself." I sent it to, I won't call his name, but I sent it to a very popular artist in Jamaica, and he sent back to me and said, "Yo, I can't sing it the way you sing it and the way you sing it right, so might as well you just release it, So the passion came after I took on the responsibility of writing and recording. The writing and recording, I think it has always been in me. I learned English from R&B, from writing out R&B. Summertime, like before Stets and even during the Stets period, I used to sit down and write out the lyrics for R&B, put it on a cassette tape, then write it out, and then that's how I learned English. Like, I would write out the lyrics, and what I don't spell, I take out my little Oxford dictionary and make sure so me get the spelling right. So the actual passion and what you hear coming out of me right now is the fact that I have moved to the United States of America, and it's not what I thought it was going to be. It's really rough. It's really rough. And to sing and to have music in me, I think it was a blessing to be able to, for example, the Mama Pray For Me song. That's reality. You know, it's, you know, promises were to comfort fools. You come afar and you think a better rose, but you can't plant a root of color. Look, everywhere you turn a pavement. You know, so I see you post, Ian, you post something about your friends and family in St. Elizabeth that has a garden. Oh, where in America you gonna have a garden? Like a Whole Foods. Now Whole Foods you have a garden with your money in your pocket. You understand? So the passion came after I took on the responsibility, and the responsibility is a great one, because once you take on certain direction, you have to come through. You have to come to 110 all the while. It's athletics, you know. You have to train and practice and come through, you know. It's an athlete,
Well, definitely, it's quite a journey. I see one of the Stets fan, Mr. Bruce Oliver. He said he remember that you used to sing for the girls on the bleachers. That's where
Yes, no man. I'm my
Ian. The man mentioned certain things. All the thing I tell you, I'm used to clean, you know. But you know, the girls, man, I said, you know, you mentioned not like that, you know.
You know, I know those are in the old days, you know. So you definitely want to keep it thing. So so since we are talking about the music again, we just want to drop another 90 seconds of this song that was playing early on, so Noja. So we're gonna hit 90 seconds, and hopefully we just let the people and the fans know that hearing music, if they haven't heard it before, that this is and you know we will have more information about that in terms of what's coming up, but we just wanna all right.
Every day man you keep down the lane. The deeds of the youth they put community to shame. Who is to blame? The holy motherland. Who put the Smiths and Wesson in them hand? We tell the youth of Kingston town, put down the guns, choose love, rule destiny. Promises to comfort food. That is expensive. Be careful what you consume. You know nothing at all. You know nothing at all. Oh, the future, you know nothing at all. You know nothing at all. You know nothing at all. You know nothing at all.
All right, guys, that was
much respect, sir.
Man. Big shout out to Carlos Barkley, one of my big time classmates. Big up yourself. See you should have shout out. We definitely gotta link up after this. You know, so blessings. So now that we get a little history of the States, we get to realize that your journey was transformed into the US, where you know. You come to a new country, and then you gotta, again, it's like another journey, another chapter. It's like, you know, you was at States, and then no, you know when you're at States, you get the family unity is a little bit different from when you're in the US. When you come to the US, you gotta realize that boy, you have to, it's like a different culture and a different journey. You know, I love it here. You know, I am glad I was able to find my own. I love Jamaica. I love the US. And I give thanks for the opportunity that comes. I'm glad I was able to figure out my way. So that transition was, you know, I know you touch on it a little bit in regard into the difference in terms of just the culture. And then you have to find your passion into music. That was your outlet. And I could testify to the music in terms of the outlet. When I was in college as a little boy, just leaving Jamaica, that's all I used to listen to. I used to listen to my cassette player, because those are the things that was keeping me going at the time, because that's all I know in terms of the music. And obviously we know that music is very inspirational. There's a lot of positive things, and it's all about how you take the music and apply it to your life. I mean, some entertainment is different thing. We look at music from a lot of different aspects. My view of music is much different now than 25, 30 years ago. So now the message is more important to me than the rhythm.
Well said.
So with that said and done, I am glad to know that, look, I could add it to my playlist, because the uprighteous and the uplifting of your music is always inspiration and in every way. So we give thanks for that, and we just want to let you know that we wish you all the best, man, and we believe that your drive that you have, and your what you have learned at Stets, I believe that passion now is gonna bring you on a big platform. So we're looking forward to see that. We're looking forward for bigger things coming up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We have no doubts. We have no doubts about that, man.
All right. So in terms of your music, how many albums have you produced already to date? And just give us the album that you produced and the name of them.
Okay, so to date, I've been in studio for the last 4 years putting music together, and you listen to the quality of the sound that we're putting out. A lot of people don't understand the importance of having, one, formal education, two, having an entrepreneurial mind, the leadership qualities it takes to produce music, and then the stress that comes with making music. Yeah, the investment, the financial investment that goes, and the friends and family you lose once you start to do certain kind of music. Yeah, it is. So I've been recording for 4 years. I have enough music right now for 4 albums.
Wow.
And the idea of stacking music was to, before the pandemic hit, the idea was, okay, we're going to go to the studio. I work with 4 different producers. And the idea was to write, record, mix, master, package, get ready for marketplace. And then once we start tour, then we don't have any worries. No, I have to say this because this relates to Stets. Protege is Michael Oliver's son and Lana Bennett's son. Now look on the meteoric rise of Protege. I hear Protege say something that really direct my thing. Him say, Daddy said, don't say nothing too much. When time you run upon them see you when you run gone. So me decide say, yo, we're going to record. Now the first album I'm going to release is called Future Water, and that is slated to come out on August 7th. And it has 7 tracks, and the idea is to introduce myself to the world with that album. So far I've released singles, and all those singles can be found on Spotify and all the other platforms. All digital platforms. So my first album is going to be August 7th. So to answer your question of albums, I have enough for 4. I'm only going to release the first one now. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, you hear it, guys, that you know how it is in the music, and even in a lot of like training and preparation. It's just like me, I run a lot of races, but sometimes I prepare for a big race. And then when that big race. So I know that you've been working on your music passionately, and I already hear what you produce. I can't wait for this thing to drop. So we want you, the fans, to know about the music that you have coming up and support it. Support the music because, as I said, it's realist. It's real thing. You know.
Yeah, so
So
I can elaborate a little bit on the album, the title. So the title of the EP is called Future Water. It will have 7 tracks. It's just under an hour long, and it's an introduction. It's an introduction to my voice, my sound, and my perspective on as you say, message music. Um, my intent is not to grab fame. It's not about fame anymore. Music on a whole is not about fame anymore because fame anybody can pay for fame right now, and it comes in the form of likes and shares. Um, it's really about notoriety and longevity. Just like we can give Juna Bennett a Lifetime Achievement Award for his contribution to athletic development, and we can look at Michael Oliver and we can talk about him as a great man. That's the intent. Is to have greatness behind my name. If I went me dead and gone, I want it to be said that this youth, did really put in some time, and prepare him thing, and the music when him do have an impact, not just an overnight impact, but a lifetime what an impact, So yeah, that's the intent. Future Water is just the beginning of what I hope to be a continuous flow of conscious music that can inspire like people who look like me, people who go through my journey, who have like similar journey. Immigrants. I make music for immigrants, literally. I make music to soothe the mind in the winter time and to remind a man say, yo, you're a hard man, brother. Not really stressing. Listen to the reggae music, man. If you don't like mine, go listen to Bob Marley. You know?
all right.
That's the
All
idea
right.
behind my music. It's to uplift the immigrant who come here with high hopes and big ambition and get shut down now to get up and run again. You know?
Well, that definitely, Ian. I see you over there. I know you got some question.
No.
I want you to get the question in. We're talking about the music and we're talking about your passion and your purpose. So we want to know, who do you draw your inspirational from in the music? I know for me as an athlete, there are always a couple people that I look up to and I admire. So I mean, even if just your goals and dream in terms of just name of 1 or 2 artists that you can say, look, me draw inspiration from them, and and just for the record.
I draw yes I can as an influence, the idea of yes I can do this, because I remember that Richie Innocent did it in high school. When I was in high school, I used to watch Richie Innocent do it on a professional level, not just as a hobby, but like I'm a pro. I'm recording music and I'm releasing music. So I have to give Richie Innocent prop for that because I the original influence that as a youth. Who do I look to right now in terms of production quality, in terms of message quality? Robert Nesta Marley, brother, number 1 on my list. If my band, I have my own band, and my band has to rehearse Marley. Yeah, every set that I do, every live set I do, have 2 or 3 Marley in it, and then I watch. There's this young fire warrior female out of Jamaica, which I think is probably the strongest female force that has ever come out of Jamaica. Her name is Janine. I look to Janine for inspiration too. And then we can go on and on. We can talk about Burning Spear, we can talk about Peter Tosh, we can talk about all the greats. But we can talk about Chronics, we can talk about Protege, we can talk about all the ones who are doing great right now. But to be honest, when I listen to like Protege and I listen to Chronics and I listen to Kabaka Pyramid, my whole purpose is not to sound like them and not to do what they're doing. Yeah. So I end up going back to the roots. I end up go back to Marley. I go back to some Marley rehearsals. Some 1977 rehearsals. Marley at him best in rehearsals, and then I build from there. I draw influence from R&B. I draw influence from American folk. I draw influence from protest music. Anything that has to do with uplifting a race, especially us as black people. Yeah, we can't not look to that because each one teach one, and the idea is to, we may not run around singing song for Black Lives Matter, but we understand the importance of it, and we're making, anybody who influence them influence me. Period.
Yeah, all right, sound good. Well said, well said. Um, Ian, give you a platform over to you.
No, man, you see, trust me, I am here and at the edge of my seat. Every week I come on and I realize, the co-host that I have, I could step away and yeah, this,
You can't step him on Ian.
yeah, it is such a good thing, when Ian decided that, guess what, let's come together and do something together. And I've basically been seeing the positive influence that is doing, especially the fact that we are able to draw from a factory of work and integrity, in terms of our Jamaican hometown, and not just Jamaica, but even here in the USA, because Ian is gonna bring to the platform a lot of influential people. That's the thing. It's all about influence. Just like how you have drawn with your music from different entity, different people. You're not just specific. That's the same platform that we're trying to create here. We're
Yes,
able to
man.
develop all walks of life in terms of uplifting people, the betterment of people. Basically, what it is, we want to believe in people and we're gonna allow people to be their best, love people unconditionally. That's how we want to love people. And we want this to be a reality show, real thing, realness, real advice, real people. Just not that you're putting together something that is being rigged and put to just fit in with us when it is not real. We are talking authenticity.
A real
You know,
targeting there, man. Real talk.
yeah, so that's why, and really, I have to give it up to all of this thing, real talk, and the thing that's able to share it on so much platforms, right across the board. And this is something that is big. So we really want it to be more reality. And in that, I'm going to ask the next reality question, because you would have said,
Please.
a lot of people, immigrants, come here to USA. Both you, me, Ian would realize that the USA it is today is not the USA that they talk about. I don't know if it was here, but I didn't see it. I came from Jamaica with a long resume, managing different companies, and I came here and I had to start as a security officer. When them boy called me from yard, remember I come up here with a white tie, and come up, and them boy called me from Jamaica and say, Ian, what you do? I say, boy, I'm a security. And I say, what you said? You got it. Say yes. That show you that, when you come into America, like it is a real thing. Real life hit you. The money not just grow up on tree where people let it. We believe that money grow on tree here in America. It is really a struggle. And when you come here as Ian say, you have to find yourself in that you have to make it work for you. You have to blend in and you have to draw from those resources that you have developed over the years. And from states, we have drawn from those resources. Coming through your community, you have to draw from those resources. Going into college, you have to draw on those things. And now you have to come and present something that is unique, that can fit in with people, because people have a true need. And that is what I want to bring on this show. That is what Ian is going to bring to this part of it. Is reality. So the question I will now be asking is a reality question. And this is reality question. Is that now you come here into the USA, you realize that guess you have to do something different. You decide how to channel it through music. But
yes,
even the channeling through music, I know there had to be challenges. How do you basically balance the music and still have to be working? You tell us you're a masseuse, you do this for a living. So how do you balance the music with working in this American lifestyle setting? Just tell the people so that it is possible, it can be done.
Listen, man. So I'm going to have to make this point before I even talk, give you my challenges. You see, a man who is an athlete at heart has a level ahead. So like Angelita Davis is going to be a top cop, no question about it, because him have an athletic background. Yeah. I see the driver you have, Ian. Yeah. I see the driver you have, Ian. And it's an athletic background. It's an athletic background. It's really an athletic background. Because, and then when you think of coming out of an institution like St. Elizabeth Techno, we say work and integrity. Really, that's what it is living in America. You have to have integrity and you have to be willing to put in the time. Yeah, and know that coming from Jamaica, your culture have something where the regular American now gonna have, which is labor. You know of labor. You know you wake up in the morning when the sun rises and you go to your bed when times long after sun gone down. So you know, so you're a work, a diligence, you know. So my challenge is working as a massage therapist and also recording music, not as a performer, as a songwriter, as a founder of a band, as a publisher, and also as the executive producer for my stuff. Really, it is about sticking to it. It Ian say you jump over a hurdle for the first time and you trip and you bust a face and you get up and coach say you move. You have to, right now me have to have people around me who have my kind of energy. You find people with you're ambitious, you have to have ambitious people around you. You have resolve, you have to have people around you who have resolve. And you have to have people who have pitch positive energy and not be afraid to cut them off when they become too negative. You know? So my biggest challenge right now is to temper my ambition. I think that's my biggest challenge. Is to wake up in the morning and say, yo, you can't go so hard. Because you need to preserve yourself. Because I realize that is what it takes. I work my office hours are from 8 in the morning till 8 p.m. And my studio hours are from 9:45 p.m. till 3 a.m.
Wow.
You know? Yes, no man. I ask you when you sleep. You too, Ian. Well, Ian Thomas. I ask you when you sleep, and you and I talk about these things, and I can relate, and that's why I ask that question. Because watch this. I never come to America to come live in our next man basement or to go sleep on a train. And in order to have these platforms under your fingertips, you have to have money to pay for it. You know? My apartment is my sanctuary, which means it has to have creature comforts. America is, if a man feels a Jamaica hot, you want to live in a city in America and you feel heat. So you have to have air conditioning unit. So what you going to do? You can't borrow it, you have to buy it. You see me? So I work on integrity, man. And to be honest with you, my biggest challenge right now is to temper my ambition. Because my ambition is really huge. I'm a late bloomer, so I think I finally find some roots, and I intend to push forward. And yeah, the challenge is to temper my ambitions and be calm about the work, and not just keep going.
All right. Well, definitely. It's so good to hear, to know some more about you and to know your journey, how
Yes,
far
sir.
you come and where you at and where you're going. So I think we can't say how much we're glad you take the time out. And I wanted the fans to know a little bit about just you as a person, because obviously we know about your history as steps and we know about your career, and it's also good to know about you. So I want to ask you about your nutrition, your eating. I mean, how does that play a role? We're talking about working hard and we're talking about doing these things. So I know that you have to take care of the body in terms
Appreciate
of
that
that.
question. So like Ian Weekly, I watched you a while ago. You have your water bottle. I don't know what is in there, but it looks like a water bottle. And you see, I have one. I have a 50-ounce water bottle, and I drink like 5 of those a day. Like, so I'm drinking like 250 ounces of water every day.
Wow.
Yeah.
Natural.
Not just pure water, because when I take on a client and I work for 2 hours, when I come out, it's like I just train for 2 hours, literally. Yeah, because it's very physically demanding, and to avoid edema, to avoid swelling at my ankles, I have to balance that with electrolytes. Yeah, so it's either I'm drinking pure coconut water or I am going to Whole Foods to buy electrolyte to spike my water. As it relates to what I take on, in a Jamaica when you have a full belly, You know, so we eat whole heap of dumpling and whole heap of tin mackerel and whole heap of curry chicken back and we say, yo, how much dumpling in there? I say, yo, I have 12 of them on you. They say, yo, really? Next time I'm gonna have 13 because that's how we stay. No, to be honest, food in America, I have access to it. So broccoli, a lot of green leafy vegetables, balanced meal. I eat a lot of fish. Meat with every meal. I'm drinking water. I don't do alcohol. Period. No alcohol. I haven't had alcohol for like 30 years. Yeah. Sleep when you can. but in the mornings, as you relate to your question of nutrition, in the morning I do a smoothie every morning, and that smoothie is just like a banana, a half a avocado, some oats, maybe some almond milk, some ginger, and a piece of garlic. So that is my breakfast in the morning. At lunchtime, you know, like a big piece of grilled chicken with a whole heap of salad. Made the salad be spinach, a mixed green salad. And then in the evening time I put down like 3-4 pounds of food in a brother. I mean, whole heap of food at night time, you know. And again, right across the board, it's balanced. It has to be like about 60% vegetables, definitely some rice, chicken or fish, and whole heap of water, you know. And you know, and that's how we are able. That's how I am able to sustain, you know, the workload. It's no alcohol, exercise too. Exercise whole heap, play football whole heap, and run.
I'm taking notes right now. I'm writing.
Yeah, but the thing is, as a massage therapist, I have to advise people on what I think is best for them, and really, I have to live it. You have to practice what you preach. So you know, I cook whole heap. I always a cook. And when we say cook, we talk about cook fast food. It takes you 15-20 minutes to prepare a meal, and that simply means you put fish in the pot. It takes 5-6 minutes to steam, and it takes you another 10 minutes to chop up your vegetable, and another 5 minutes to steam it. 20 minutes and your meal ready. You see what I say? And when time you done it, you don't have nothing for dash way. You don't have no dash no wrapping. No, you don't eat wrapping. You know, we don't go through drive-through. We don't do them thing there. You see what I say? We always a cook. Always a cook Rastafari food, man. Seriously, always a cook Rastafari food. You know,
well, I could tell you that I admire the way you guys, the Rastafaris, them eat.
Yes,
now that I'm older now, I mean, really and truly, I would do anything to spend some time and eat some good ital food and some.
Well, you don't have to do nothing much. All you don't put no more salt in the food, and don't bother go buy no bulk oil. Make sure you get some organic coconut oil, and you make sure you put the thing on your stove top. You understand? Make sure you're not in your mouth and no wrapper, and you make sure everything where you eat, it take 15 minutes to go. Hey, watch this. You see this man, Ian Thomas. You want to see him? You want to see him plate? A him plate. Yo, me see him sell off on pumpkin soup one day on Facebook, and say, yo, that brother thing turn up. Yeah.
You know, man, him wife, they love them vibes in our kitchen.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So now we're talking about Jamaica. This is one of my favorite questions that I want to ask you, bro.
Yes, man.
What do you miss about Jamaica?
The peace. The peace. I miss having time. I miss having time. I miss having time at my disposal, where my day is not dictated on what I need to achieve for the long term. Like if my day are set up in my days are literally increments of what I need to achieve for the future. When I lived in Jamaica, man, it no matter how hard I work, it come like me always have time to sit down. It come like me always have time to sit down and chat with a man. Or if you go check an old man, or if you go near some sugar cane, or if you go look mango, or if you go a river go swim. America no had no time in the America. Me no had no time. America is all schedule. Everything upon schedule. And even me realize that even the Jamaican who live Jamaica come to America and find root and establish themselves. For example, Ian called me 3 times in a 1 hour to remind me, say, yo, we have a schedule and you have to depend time. You understand? So even the Jamaican who move come a foreign, if you are forward thinking and you're moving in the direction of progress, you literally depend on a schedule. Time. I miss that at Jamaica. I don't have no time in America. I don't have no time for the nothing but progress, but proceed. In a Jamaica, I have time to laugh, I have time to run up and down, I have time to kick ball. No, sir. In America, no time. So I miss that. I miss having time.
Well, for me, I could say that it's not. It's for me. I have the time. I have different time. I make time for whatever I want. I try to schedule the time. Now things
Schedule.
are not.
The schedule. Yeah, the schedule.
Yeah. But guess the thing. Things are not as readily available to access it here like Jamaica. You know that when you're in a community, it's easy for us. We know where the football game gonna be. We know where the thing is gonna be. We know where the thing that we do. It's easily readily available.
And the football game a month ago be may last for 3 hours, 4 hours on a Sunday morning. So if a man even got rock to some music Saturday night and the ball game start 6 o'clock, he knows by 8 o'clock he still can get an hour. You know, when me play ball up so the ball game start 5:30 and it done 6:30. And if you're late, you have to go start the next game. You can't get in. So that's what I mean by having time. You know, everything here is on a schedule, man. You know, and with the pandemic again, it make it worse.
Yeah.
You know, you have to line up to go in a supermarket. Yeah. So I miss that about Jamaica. I miss having time. Really.
Any other thoughts, Ian? I got another question. I got question.
No, man. You see the thing is, look how easy we sit down like a Sunday morning, just listening to you guys. Could listen to you guys going on. So I'm basically getting what the energy you guys are putting forth. I'm receiving it just like a lot of our viewers.
You're a panel, brother. You're on the panel, but I go like you want to come watch out the thing, brother.
I think about my question and calculate it, So be careful.
Yeah, man. You have it's open court, man. You can ask me anything, man.
So really,
I enjoy. It's one of the greatest thing for me is when I'm doing something I enjoy it, and I'm fascinated to learn about your journey, and at the same time we're able to share it, and for people that knows you and for people
man,
that
a great job, man. It's a great job, man.
So that's all. That's exciting. So for me, and that's why I'm asking you some question about you as yourself.
Yes, man. Yes, man.
So what I would love to find out from you, from a stats guy that know about cricket, football, and influential music person. I would love for you to tell me who is your favorite footballer of all time in terms of international. Who you love to watch. Same thing with the cricket, and the same thing with to being an athlete. Yeah.
Oh, that's a tough one.
Give me that any level you want.
So international football wise,
I
like Cristiano Ronaldo. Okay. And I'll tell you why I like Cristiano Ronaldo. Cristiano Ronaldo has humble beginnings, very, very humble beginnings. And as a prodigy, when he was brought to England under Alex Ferguson, I mean, if Alex Ferguson wasn't a man of integrity, Cristiano Ronaldo would not have been where he is now at Juventus as a world leader and a world champion. And when I say consistency, brother, this man year in year out, this man keeps scoring mad goals for the Ballon d'Or. Every year, the man is, since the man hit the international scene, the man has been nominated for the Ballon d'Or. And when I say consistency, not just for club but also for country, yeah. Every great athlete have skeleton in them closet and have indiscretions and have tarnish upon them name, but this brother have God status to me, like him very, 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 very consistent and always performing. And him body, you look on the man body is just like ever bevel. So, I could have said Diego Maradona, but look at Diego Maradona's history. He's a great soccer player, yes. I could say Pele, yes, but none of them is performing at the level, has performed at the level of consistency as Cristiano Ronaldo has. Yep. And that's why I like him. I like him for consistency. I like him for professionalism, and I like him for the fact that he's just like somebody to look at, somebody to pay attention to, somebody to learn from, someone to be influenced by. In terms of cricket, I like the whole cricket team that left the West Indies and went and played in South Africa in the 70s, when everybody said that they should not have gone.
Lawrence Rowe.
I respect every one of those cricketers. I respect them for the fact that they went to South Africa under apartheid and kick out the notion, the international notion that monkeys cannot perform at high level. Yeah? And to me, they prove that we're not monkeys. They prove that our IQ is advanced. They prove that we are equal and better on many levels. And when you think of the rejection and how these people are ostracized when they return, when you think of how the Caribbean and how the West Indies cricket board, the West Indies, just think about the cricket community globally, how they treated these men. They're poor. Most of them are poor right now, and most of them can't find food. And I like them and respect them because they were ahead of their time. They were way ahead of their time. They face racism. What Black Lives Matter is trying to do right now, those gentlemen went to the belly of the beast and beat up an all-white team and show them that, don't underestimate us because we have a different color. We're different, but we're equal. We can beat you if that's the case. So I respect them and love every single member of that West Indies team that was recruited and went and played in South Africa. I think that covers that in terms of athletes, cricket and football. Those are the people.
Well, more you about the runner, more you
in terms of track and field.
Yeah.
In terms of track and field, I look to Merlin Atty, because Merlin Atty is a pace setter, a trend setter, and Jesus, man, how unfair has athletics been to this woman? She's never won a goal, and if she did, I don't know about it. So far we call her bronze queen. The determination and to be the first, and the respect that she continues to garner. Yeah, I look to Merlin Atty. Male, as a male, from the standpoint of a male tracksman, I'm going to go with the obvious. I like Usain Bolt. I remember Usain Bolt. No, seriously, I remember Usain Bolt when Usain Bolt went and did the 200. I think he went and did the 200 Carifta Games. I think
The
I
World
was in the
Junior in Jamaica.
World
Was in
Juniors, yeah.
Jamaica. Okay.
I was, no, he was coming back. He was coming back to Jamaica. I think he was class 3 then. It was a class 3 run of them time there. And he was coming back, and there was like a drove of people out the international airport out of Mobile. I wait for him. I didn't know who he was. And when him come out, I see him. I said, this a man, the people man out of weapon, man. Man look like he want a sandwich. You know? The man just look hungry. You see me? And then to watch Usain Bolt maintain and jump from 200 to 100, and then how him handle the 4x1 team and what you, and when you look at Usain Bolt proportions, Usain Bolt is supposed to be the fastest man on the planet. When you look at him proportions, he's supposed to be injury prone. Him have long legs, him have long arm, him torso is look on him torso. Like him not supposed to, like him beat all the odds. So
Yeah.
Berlin not as female, Usain Bolt as a male. Yeah, those are the people that I would look on and say, yo, yeah man, true champion, man.
Now I could say that's some powerful words and some you nail it. In terms of athletics, I could tell you that you definitely just win the $1 million.
Oh. Call me the $1 million man.
Yeah, because for what Usain Bolt have done for Jamaica, he's now famous. From what I read in sources, that he's more famous than Bob Marley in terms of.
But look at what. Oh my God! So Olympics, was it Munich Olympics under Hitler regime, or this? I should not be pulling blank on this guy's name because he's an icon, African American guy.
From what country?
He's American. The guy.
Jesse Owens.
Jesse Owens.
Okay.
So no, look at what Jesse Owens did, not just for the advancement of black people, but for the advancement of minority right across the board. And look at how America treated him when he returned. You know, him shatter everything under the Third Reich regime when the Aryan blood was being championed as a superior race. And him go there and do him thing, and him come back, and America didn't seize the opportunity. Usain Bolt is a man where, no matter where you come from, no matter who you are, you better respect him. Because him do it. You know, him do it over and over, multiple times, you know.
And then I said, his personality, he entertain the crowd and he interact with the crowd. So obviously, as I said, there never has been a Usain Bolt before. For the way the guy run on the track, the way that he his charisma, his entertainment, it's just his demeanor. It's different because
uptown people ain't still not like him though because he make too much nice. They say he make too much nice. He love too much.
Yeah. Well, he has I said he has slowed down, and I read where his daughter was born that the name Olympia.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so
that's powerful stuff.
Yeah, so that name is a powerful name, and that name, we definitely know that Olympia Bolt. I mean, we already know Bolt as the all-time greatest in the Olympian, so that's powerful right there. So but yeah, I just really, as I said, I appreciate we get to know a little bit about you as a person.
Man.
We get to know a little bit about your journey at Stets. We get to learn about your career right now. That Usain Bolt is coming back, and as I said, being a massage therapist, I know that you work on anyone, athlete or non-athlete.
Yeah.
In terms of what you do. So I just want to say that that I couldn't be more proud, man. You're diverse, and you got you got good stuff going on, and I can see.
I just want to live, man. I just want to live, man. Seriously, I just want to live.
Yeah,
And what is life, man? What is life if you can settle yourself in your own skin and know that it all depends on you. Stay dynamic, and stay focused and be a good person, and just understand that challenges will come and you will fall, but it's how many times you get up.
All right. Well, what I want to say, I'm looking for a 30-second acapella from you.
Jesus.
Just for the just let me know if your voice is still, if it's still will run for the rest of the day. I mean, I know we've been on the phone on the line.
I'm not on there.
But just so if you don't mind, just give us a little intro, 15-30 second the real thing, just for the fans that see that, that just to hear you singing, man.
Okay, as a parting gift, before I give you the acapella, Ian Weekly. Yeah. So for the people who have watched or watching this now and will watch this in the near future, I would like to introduce you to come out and share with us August 7 when we release Future Water. Future Water is a Clatabumbo project. It is our first collection of songs. It's produced by Jin Job, a Cape Verdean brother that lives in Pawtucket, Rhode Island, who is a champion of reggae and who's been my mentor, my maestro, my teacher. And I want to share this with you guys, so it will be on all major platforms August 7. And by major platforms, I mean YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, Deezer, you name it, yeah? The song I'm going to sing right now, I'm going to sing, it's called Pookie's Hammer, and it will be track 3 on the EP. I hope you like it, yeah? It goes like this. The hammer small but tough enough to break the wall. Bit by bit and chip by chip we'll tear it down. We need a point of entry cause we bring the sound. Oh, Rasta picnic come to own the town. Carriers of the lights to loom common children's lives, telling them have faith in Jah, Jah. Give thanks and praise, live long and learn His name, Jah. He's worthy to be praised, praise. This has never happened before.
Boom, boom, boom.
This has never happened before, Ian Weekly.
Hey, let me take out my trumpet right now. Let me get the trumpet there. Yeah,
all right,
yeah.
Yes, man.
Salute.
Well, much respect for having me, man. I have a jump off now. I have a next one coming up, so much respect, man.
Love, man. Love, and I'm really proud of you. The State family will love you, proud of you, and will support you wherever you go. You travel, we'll be traveling with you. Don't worry, we got your back, just like a brother. So respect and honor.
Ian Weekly, I've always been a fan of yours, so it's finally good to talk to you.
Yeah, man. And same pleasure. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to meet up the family and to have this reasoning. This year mean a lot to me. And as I said, I wish you all the best on the journey and success along the way. And just keep moving as you always doing.
Much respect, man. Much respect for the advice, man. And well taken, man. Much respect, brother. Family, man. Big up yourself.
Yes, sir.
All right, sir.
Amazing stuff, Ian.
As a former I want to say you guys were at Stets together. I left Stets in '93. He was just arriving in '92. So I know that you guys has a great history and a little journey of the collaboration. I'm glad for the invitation that you did to bring Sheldon on. I think that I so happy to realize that I love Richard Innocent. He's the only music guy I know. Well, we know that I think Muta Baruka is a Muta. There's another cultural guy that we meet up at
Yes,
the
yes,
reunion.
yes, Safari.
Yes,
Yes.
Safari. All right. So those two, in terms of musician from Stets, was the only two I know. So just to know another generation coming up to, it was just a pleasure, man. So just let the fans know what this means to you, and what you get from this show today.
Well, again, as you know, I've always be gratitude is a must, and gratitude should be paid forward to everybody that support us and every one of our viewers who've been watching. Whether you've been a States fan, you went to States, or you're just somebody who is just looking for inspiration or looking for upliftment. I just want to say we really thank and appreciate you guys for watching, still watching to the very end. We encourage that you share it because it's gonna be motivational to somebody else. Somebody may just be going through their downtime. We know it is COVID time, and this pandemic had really put a strain on many families, that strain on a lot of my friends, and we know how difficult it is to get by during this time. But it is such a joy and a pleasure for me, Ian, to just even to be sharing this platform with you, where we're able to bring to people, that's out there, that's watching, they're hungry and they're looking for something like this that is very inspirational and just being humble. You're a humble person, I am a humble person. And we realize that humbleness draw the humble, and people will come on, to basically, because of what we're bringing. The kind of mommy downstairs. So, I'm really proud of this young man here. Hold it. Let me know 1 second, Ian.
Yeah, so guys, as we close the show out, we just want to thank you to join it today. And as Ian has said, that it's a pleasure. We're looking forward. I want to let you know that stay tuned. It's a little bit at 8 o'clock right now. At 9 o'clock in another hour, we're coming back to interview. This is gonna be one of the all-time greatest story coming out of Stets. We're gonna have the first Stets couple on the show, and this, I'm promising, this show here is gonna be dynamic. I'm really looking forward to it. I think Ian and his family gonna be surprised for what coming up later on. So we just stay tuned at 9 o'clock. I just want to let you guys know, and just remember, all the fans on YouTube, Facebook, and our podcast. Just keep supporting and subscribe and like for the program.
Yes, so it was a pleasure, Ian, to share with Carty and just to hear his story and his journey. You realize he said when he was at States, it's like he was just there living life. Wasn't that he had a definitive purpose, but what happened? States was such a school. To stop it, Nicola. It was such a school. It's a technical school, and it built us, our mindset, and it also built our personality. And you see, we're able to navigate and find our own little greatness, our own little aim where we can. It was just a pleasure, man. And the fans, they stayed with us halfway, and that just was to say how much this was influential to everybody. I love you.
All right.
So we see you guys. Look like I got been having some big question for us later on. But so fans, come back 9 o'clock. I'll be back here. Me and my my family, it's been a journey. States, we've been together for many years, and still together, still enjoying, a good family life. But we just want to give it up to our alma mater, work on integrity, and every day we work at this relationship. It is called relationship, and not a one man ship. So I can tell you both of us have full equal weight, and both of us have equal struggle, and the journey is real. But at the end of the day, it's a success story, and we look forward to see you guys here in another hour. So Ian, bring it on. See you later.
All right. See you. Peace.